In the last video, we saw how to find the summary statistics for a set of data. In this video, we shall now plot that data in a box plot and in a histogram. Recall, on the stat, edit, our data was listed on the list 1. That data were the incomes of 15 people randomly chosen who had bachelor degrees in March 2002. To plot this data in a box plot, click second y equals. On the plot 1, notice that says stat plot. On the plot 1, we click enter, enter on, and then we scroll across to the box plot. These are scatter plots, this is a histogram, and these are box plots. This first one is a box and whisker plot, which shows you the outliers, and this is a regular box plot. We shall do the regular box plot right now. Scroll across and hit enter. The X list is where your data is, which is list 1. And once everything is correct, we click zoom 9 or zoom stat. If I scroll down, you'll see zoom 9 says zoom stat. Enter. There's our box plot. If I click the trace button and we scroll to the left part of the box plot, this number here, the left hand side, is the minimum. Scrolling over to the left hand side of the box is the first quartile. Then we get the median inside the box, the third quartile right here, the right side of the box, and the highest value on the right hand side of the box plot. If we click second y equal again, we will look at the difference between the box plot and the box and whisker plot. Click on enter on plot 1, scroll across to the fourth plot here, which is the box and whisker plot. Click enter, then click zoom 9 again. There's a box and whisker plot. Notice it looks almost the same, but this highest value here, which was 110, is actually an outlier. That maximum value is actually an outlier. And that's the difference between the box plot and the box and whisker plot. If we click on trace again and scroll to the left of the box, we can see the same values that were in the box plot. Minimum, Q1, median, Q3, except this value here at the right hand side of the box plot is 74, but the maximum is still 110, which shows up as a separate dot because it's an outlier. Now suppose I want to plot this data as a histogram. Click on second y equals again. Click on plot 1 and scroll down to the histogram. Enter. All we have to do now is click zoom 9 and we see a histogram of our data. However, in a histogram, you're supposed to set up bins which have a certain width. To see what the width are of these bins, we click on window. The X-min and X-max are where we want our histogram to begin and end. Let's say we want the incomes to start at 0 and end at 140,000. Then we have to decide X scale. That is going to be our bin width. I'm going to click 20 for $20,000. Now if I click graph, there is our histogram. The widths are 20, and if we click trace, we can see between 0 and 20 we had 1 person. Scrolling across, between 20 and 40,000 we had 7 people. Between 40 and 60,000 we have 4 people. Between 60 and 80,000 we have 2 people earning that. Between 80 and 100, nobody was earning that. Between 100 and 120, 1 person. And between 120 and 140, nobody was earning there either. Suppose you want to change the width of the intervals. We can click on window, and instead of going from 0 to 140, we can go from 0 to 120. Remember, 110 was our max. And we can make our width 40 instead. And hit graph. And here we see now, we have 3 boxes. Clicking on trace, we have 8 people between 0 and 40, 6 between 40 and 80, and 1 between 80 and 120. If you notice on the window, I actually extended my Y max to 8. It was 7 point something before, so I could see this box here on the left hand side. And this is another histogram of your data. I think I preferred the previous one because the intervals were narrower and you could see more clearly what was going on with your data.